Welcome to my basement, everybody. You know my next guest. My next guest, like I just had one. Here we go. It's early. Okay, ready? I usually go a bit later than this. Okay, one sec. Welcome to my basement, everybody. We have a wonderful guest, somebody that you've been missing for a long time. It's Foobs. He's back.
I've never left. I've been in here this whole time.
Nice game space, my friend. That looks awesome back there.
Thanks,
I haven't
man.
seen your new room. This is your new house, right?
Yes. Well, thank you for checking out my YouTube video where I did a complete walkthrough of my game room. Thanks, Vic.
Well, you did a walkthrough,
Appreciate the
but I think
support.
there was just tape on the walls.
Yeah, there was
one that I
nothing.
saw.
And then I did an updated one where there was stuff in it, where it was actually...
I missed part 2.
Yeah, but it's back there. It's just a little bit of my collection. You can't see all of it. I still need to put posters up on the wall. So I got a lot of wall space. That's why the camera's aimed down.
Awesome.
You can see my Han Solo rug down there in carbonite.
Oh, very cool.
That
rug is dope. How are you?
Doing good, man. Just,
doing all right?
Surviving. I'm married now. You know,
I know. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations from me and from everybody that watches EP and Vic's Basement. That's so huge. Does your life feel different at all that you're married? Or does it feel...
Dude, it's like all I do is just hang out with my wife. That's all I do now. We don't go anywhere. We don't do anything. We just hang out together. That's it. It's like I didn't think it was going to be this drastic a change. I thought, we'd enjoy time out. No, we just I cook a lot more. That's about
the pandemic is your honeymoon. There it is.
It's nice for everybody to join along. I've got some fancy masks in the last few months. Yes, that's about it.
Yeah, we're all searching. We're all mask shopping these days. It's so
I got
nuts,
a dope.
right?
I have a scorpion one. I was like, I need that.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got scorpion. Awesome. I got Jason Voorhees.
I'm sure there are Bane masks out there.
There should be. I found one that had a Hannibal Lecter one, which is like, this is perfect, but it was sold out. I couldn't get it.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you would have the cool masks out there. I just have a basic black one, and yeah, I gotta up my mask game. What a crazy year that we talk about masks at all. You've only got an hour, and we've got a lot of stuff to get to. I want to sort of jump in. There's been so many things happening this year. Normally we would have gone to E3 and we would have done a nice recap over a few episodes or so of all the announcements and all the cool things that had happened there. But E3 has just been smeared across the summer, and Gamescom now has entered the fray, and pretty soon it's going to be PAX, and there's lots of little announcements that keep bubbling up, and I haven't been able to get to everything. But I thought we would take a look at 10 of the biggest announcements from Gamescom.
Sure.
And it happened a week ago, I know, but
it was a lot less smoke here. It was weird. It's the first time I've been to Gamescom, and there wasn't cigarette smoke in the air. It was fantastic.
Did you watch any of the opening night live that Jeff Keighley put together?
Yeah, I watched all of it. I was like, come on, I gotta get my fix. I gotta get my gaming fix. I gotta get it somehow, man. I might as well do it with Keighley. It was good. It was good.
It was very good, and I love the Crash Bandicoot thing where he actually goes to Cologne and he's walking around with a suitcase, and he's like, "Where is everyone?" That was awesome. I love that they brought the Crash marketing back like that. The guy in the Crash suit was awesome. That is a game I'm so freaking hyped for. One of our longtime EP supporters is actually working on that game, Blade Blur, and I cannot wait. And it's made at Toys for Bob, which is such an incredible company. They've always done really, really cool stuff. So very, very psyched for the new Crash Bandicoot. But let's go down the list of some of the other things. We finally got a nice taste of Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. I got to interview one of the, I think one of the main designers.
One of the Jawas.
Not Luke Skywalker.
One of the
I interviewed the Jawas, at E3 last year, and that video's gotten a lot of views and a lot of hype because there aren't that many pieces of information, and finally they released a little bit more. You saw the demo at E3 last year, for Lego. It's incredible. It's so ambitious that they had to delay it.
Yeah, right. I mean, they were like, well, we should just wait until it's all done. Let's wrap it all up into one concise package, and then deliver the entire saga of. Eventually they're going to get to the point where like, well, we got to put in Solo, we got to put in the Mandalorian, we got to put in all the other Solo like side stuff of it, and it's just going to be like, how big is this Lego game? It's just going to come in a giant Lego box with sets. That's what I want. I want a $500 collector's edition with Lego sets from each of the universes that I can build with like a Death Star
and the game.
And
it's weird that they don't do that. I mean, they did it with Lego Dimensions a little bit, but they didn't really get into the Star Wars stuff. But it's weird that they don't tie sets of, because you can create everything that they make in these games.
You
in
could
real
make
life.
so many different collector's editions that people would have to. I got to get all of them. There's this
I
one
know.
with, you can get the indie one. You can get, whatever.
But this game looks ridiculous. I know that there's a lot of people out there that are burnt out on the Skywalker saga and aren't the biggest fans of what just transpired with the trilogy. And even I don't think John Boyega is going to be buying this game. But in total, I loved that escape into Star Wars across that saga. And I've also loved what Lego has done and TT Games have done with their Star Wars games. So I am super, super pumped to jump into this universe and to experience it like this. It's going to be so fun.
I mean, it's one of those things. It's one of those game series that you can get burnt out of it. But especially if you have like kids lying around, or if you just want to get a little, multiplayer action co-op at the same couch playing the game together. I mean, I have a Han Solo rug right here. I play it right there on my rug.
The love for Star Wars can kind of wax and wane, but it doesn't take much to fire it all up again, does it? Everybody's psyched for Mandalorian. Too. I think there might be some threads to some of the other stuff. I think that might be part of the delay, as they might have said, well, look, we've got this other really important IP. We should throw some things in there that kind of lead in there. And, they're still working. So I would suspect they're probably going to be something from Mandalorian, maybe the Clone Wars even.
There's gonna be a Baby Yoda Lego guy creeping around and be like, wait, is that? And people are lose their mind.
Yeah, because they're not going to make a separate Lego Mandalorian game.
Not yet.
Right?
Maybe it'll be Lego Star Wars the side adventures, and that's when it'll be like the Solo and all the individual.
Look at how long these games take to make now. They're so huge, right? So I think they're doing the kitchen sink with this one, even though they didn't show any of that.
We're
They've
gonna
got
get
enough
more.
to.
There's more on the horizon. This is not even out.
It'll probably be DLC.
Yeah.
But interesting news related to this, because TT Games obviously is owned by Warner Brothers, but AT&T has taken Warner Brothers games off the table. There were discussions percolating that they were going to sell Warner Brothers,
which I heard they took back.
interactive edition.
Oh.
So they took that based off what happened at DC Fandom and the response to the game reveals there. They said, nope, this is not for sale anymore.
Mistake!
Which is good. Yeah,
Objection!
Total mistake. Well, ultimately, it might be a good monetary thing for Warner Brothers not to own its own game division, because they could just license out all the properties, and not have to pay for making those games. But think of how you would handle that, because they have so many different characters and so many, like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, and actually, I'm not sure if they
have Batman. They have Batman and Marvel. Just saying. Lego
not Warner Brothers.
Oh, no. Yeah. Well,
TT Games. Yeah, that is confusing as well, right? TT's been able to work with Marvel stuff too. Yeah, very.
When's that collaboration? I'll play the hell out of that game. Let's make that crossover happen. If you guys are working on the next big budget, huge game. Falling back.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing a Skywalker saga across 9 games and you're giving every world and we're able to fly, yes, the idea of a DC Marvel Universe crossover, that does seem like that's in the purview. That seems like a possibility for TT to be able to do.
Just sprinkling that into the universe. Just sprinkle it.
I like that. I put down Wonder Boy Asha in Monster World. There was a Switch fantastic game. The Monster World, the Monster Boy game on Nintendo Switch a few years ago was just incredible. This looks like it's kind of following in the aesthetic footsteps. It's a remake of
fourth one.
Yeah, I get them confused. 4. Wonder Boy in Monster World 4 from 1994.
Right.
It's a remake
Wonder
of
7
that.
in 1905 with 6 part 7, the 8th version. This is the second version of part 4. Yeah, it does. Yeah. I played Dragon's Trap. I missed the last one. The curse.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Monster Boy is incredible. And I honestly, I don't know how they all tie in together. Like I checked them out a little bit as they came out back in the 90s, but I wasn't a diehard like my buddy Johnny Millennium over at Happy Console Gamers. So he was there for that first go round, and he knows all of the lore. And it's all kind of new to me, but I freaking adored Monster Boy, and I played the Dragon Trap game, and I thought that was cool too.
I love that art style. I love some classic old school hand-drawn or hand-run cartoony looking graphics. So I was definitely on board with the Switch version of Dragon Trap. I still need to play the second one. And now that Asha's in Wonder 4, 5, 17, the 18th version, part 6.
Well, you know, when they release games like this, and Streets of Rage did that this year too, that are in 2D, and of course Dead Cells, there's lots that we can point at. It really kind of underlines that we don't have to move off of 2D, and 2D games are still incredible and still super worth our time and super fun and rewarding, you know?
Yeah, I like the greatest 2D game coming this year in just a matter of weeks.
Spelunky 2.
Spelunky 2.
How many weeks have you carved off your calendar to be able to deal with that one?
You can't see my wall, but there's little edge marks. It's like it's been 578 days since I last played Spelunky at GDC 2018. I need the second one. I'm feeding, man.
Awesome. A little game that is coming out from a tiny studio called Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War hit big at Gamescom.
Yeah.
This was not a secret. A lot of people were buzzing about this thing coming our way. It's a direct sequel to earlier Black Ops games. I like to call this one Call of Duty Black Ops Ronald Reagan.
That's exactly my note says the Call of Duty Reagan edition.
That's what it totally is.
We're gonna have to go out there and fight everyone. Shoot everything in the face and don't let anybody find out.
Well, that's almost the design document for Black Ops. They are completely insane games, but they're always impeccably crafted. And now with the new engine tech that they're working with, and the visuals are insane. It's just so crazy. Yeah. And I'm digging the fact that they're sort of with Warzone and some of the stuff that they're doing kind of in the free-to-play universe, even though I don't really spend a lot of time with all that stuff, they're connecting a lot of the mythology around Call of Duty in lots of interesting ways, you know? Yeah,
I mean, well, the fan base out there is obviously diehard, you know, so they're like, oh, when you get the little nuggets of information from other games, you're obviously going to take note and be like, they're clearly paying attention to the writing.
Are you they do. They pay attention. Totally. So are you a big single player guy, or do you prefer playing the multiplayer stuff?
No, I'm so single player. It's unfortunate. I used to love multiplayer, but now it's just like if you don't play, especially these kinds of games, like I can play multiplayer sports games, it's fine. But like shooters, I feel like if you miss out on a week, you're way too far behind. And It's unfortunate because you're just like, I love like games like Titanfall though made it super easy to like jump in, and even if you weren't the best player, there's robots and stuff you can kill, and you feel like you're doing something and contributing to the team. These games I'm just like, no, what? Start. Yeah. Damn it. Hey, damn.
They're always fun though. Like the last Call of Duty Modern Warfare was really, really fun. And multiplayer was awesome, and they did the like 2 versus 2 mode. I forget what it's called, gun game or something like that. Yeah. I can't remember.
Sure, if you say so. It's multiplayer.
Many of these shooters. No, but it was very good.
There's a thing called Campaign that I enjoyed the hell out of. It was fantastic.
But you're right. That's the core sort of MO of these games, is that they want you to jump in every single day, and I think, like you, I like to feel like I'm sort of progressing inside of a story, and in multiplayer, the story is really your advancement and your embellishment. But it is interesting with Call of Duty is that it almost always splits the fan base, and that's why they're kind of selling you the single player and slowly creeping towards giving you the multiplayer for free. And Halo's going to do the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same for any of these games though. It's like you can tell the guys that work on the games. I mean, you think Ronald Reagan's going to show up in multiplayer? No, they build him for the single player. They want, it's like they're all this like this graphical beauty and like these things. There's just these works of art. Or some people are just like, I only play these games for the multiplayer. They don't even touch the single player. And it's like, but that's when you go to these conventions and you're going to these events and they're showing off these trailers. They're not showing like, here's a multiplayer match. Look how exciting it is. It's like, great, guys getting shot and guys dying. It's like, no, look at how beautiful these cinematics are. If you only play through the single player campaign and got to see it.
Yeah, nobody does. Well, a lot of people don't. But I honestly think that Ronald Reagan's probably going to be a purchasable skin.
He's going to be like Odd Job in GoldenEye, just like slapper. He's just going around slapping people. Slappers only. Whap.
I don't like. How do they get the rights to put a Ronald Reagan into a video? Do they have to if he's a presidential figure?
I don't know.
They're doing
because they put other presidents and stuff in games. I feel like it's.
Maybe, because he's a public figure and he's a part of history that they can just create fiction around that and stick something in.
Sure.
Interesting.
There's probably a foundation or something they have to go through and be like, we promise we're gonna do them right. We're not gonna.
I have to get one of the devs on in the Vic's basement and ask.
Find out. I want to know.
I mean, it's a huge reveal in the trailer for sure. I mean, the game looks crazy and silly and, obnoxious and unbelievably fun, which is like all the check marks that you want out of a Call of Duty.
And that's just from guys sitting around a table talking to an old president.
Yeah. Still, I want to play this damn game. Dragon Age 4, they didn't show us gameplay, but they showed us something really damn cool. And some
beautiful transitions between people talking.
Well, there was people talking, and I know that people like to poo-poo that idea on, like, nobody wants to see the developers. I can't stand that comment.
That is a lie. That's all we ever did.
That's our job. That's what we've done for 25 years. Yes, that's it.
You can put Mark Dara on the screen anytime, and if he's talking about Dragon Age, I am in.
Yes. Well, I mean, these things come from imagination, they come from human beings, and it's interesting to see them. And it was, it was funny because it's all, it's pandemic time. So we had shots of the office, but then everybody's under bridges and out in forests,
empty fields
by themselves. Yeah. But it was beautiful. And I love the passion. I love the, Casey Hudson sort of leading it off with, he just looks like this wise, this guy
Gandalf.
that's been through it. Yeah, he's Gandalf now. Gandalf of game design at the top of the thing. Just sort of, yes, we are putting together something wonderful. I thought that was nice, man, and I'm psyched. I love BioWare.
It's been a while since Inquisition was the last one, right?
Yeah, and I love that game. Remember? I mean, it won at the Game Awards, and I think it was our game of the year that year too for Rocket and Ray Guns.
Might have been.
It was a wonderful game. And I know it deviated a bit from Dragon Age Origins, and people have their favorite Dragon Age experience. But it's an amazing series, and so much has changed since they launched it in the game space. I'm very curious to see how this new one is going to play, but technologically it should be incredible. I wonder if they'll use Frostbite, though. You think they will?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on behind quarantine closed doors. QCD. The QCD is real.
It is. I mean, they're an EA studio, and they've got, that's who's paying the bills. So they have to kind of play along with the decisions that are made.
Everybody play nice.
Yeah, but Frostbite did not serve Mass Effect Andromeda all that well, and.
But maybe, I mean, because that was the first Dragon Age or first Mass Effect game that used Frostbite, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Maybe, they took some notes, they learned some things.
Yep.
We'll see.
Dude, I can't even remember that robot game that they made now. I can't even remember the name of it. It's so blasted out of my memory. Yeah, Anthem. Like I come back. I mean, that's got to be completely dead at this point.
It's all I play right now, Vic. Still talking about my favorite game right now.
I can't believe I completely blocked it out of my memory. It's like, let's not speak of Anthem. But I'm sure that used Frostbite as well, and there was some okay stuff visually in that game. But I hope you're right. I hope that if it is Frostbite and they're way more into using the engine now. They've had a lot more experience with it, that there aren't any issues. There aren't any animation anything that's going to take us out. That's the thing. They're such detail-oriented, rich storytellers. And that's what we expect of them. That's their legacy. That's what they've built for us. And any kind of technological fumbles that take us out of that storytelling and the world building that they do is like an arrow into the knee.
Into the dragon. Into the dragon's heart.
Yeah, into the dragon's heart. Yes, but I'm fired up, man. I have nothing but mad respect for BioWare. They're incredibly important, and they've given us wonderful entertainment. So I really hope Dragon Age 4 is their best game.
They done good. I'm sure they do good again.
Yeah, for sure. Star Wars Squadrons.
Yeah, it's a month away.
You know me, I'm vibrating about this game. Like I'm totally freaking out. I can't wait. I've been begging somebody to make VR Star Wars like this forever, and it's finally happening.
In a month. 1 month, it's gonna be here. You're gonna be. I got my VR headset under the TV. It's ready to. I can't wait to not look at anyone while I'm playing this game.
I know, right? You're just going to be lost in space forever. So, Spelunky comes out when?
The 14th. I don't know. There wasn't a new. There should have been a headline trailer At Gamescom. Should have just been
Right.
Spelunky. I think the 14th or 15th.
Just for you.
2 weeks. Yeah. Supposedly. Listen, did I read something?
September.
Yeah.
Oh, so how are you going to find time to play Star Wars Squadrons if Spelunky 2 comes out in September?
I will have beaten Spelunky 2 many a times by October 2nd, my friend. It's September on Twitch. I got to get my streams back. I've been like lackadaisical on getting my streams back in action, but once Spelunky 2 hits, it's on.
I can't wait to watch you get completely addicted to this game. What do you think of the single player teases that they've given us about Star Wars Squadrons so far?
I mean, again, it's like you. Like okay.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Sign me up. Because if I suck at multiplayer, I can resort to single player. The Force will be with me no matter what player I'm on. 1 or 2 or 20.
You know what's I've found true in the dogfighting modes of Star Wars games in the past is I don't even care if I suck. You know, like I'll just play the Rogue Squadron levels over and over again, or X-Wing levels, or I played that VR mode in Star Wars Battlefront 1 a million times.
Yeah.
And I just jump into Battlefront 2 dogfights all the time just because I love it, you know?
It's just, I think, especially Space Combat. It was like one of the first VR games that we played when the Oculus first came out. Eve, right? And I was like, I'm in a cockpit, I'm in space. I don't feel weird about this because I'm in space. It makes sense. And so especially with something like Star Wars, it's just like a franchise I love. Oh, and I'm in space, and I'm
with the music blasting around us, and we see all of the.
My cans are on, my mask is on. I got I don't know why they haven't come out with a skin.
Oh, they will.
Star Wars skin for my head.
I'm sure that's coming.
Again, I'm coming out with these collector's editions. If anybody out there is working on collector's editions and you're looking for ideas, we got Lego sets for your Lego games. I need a Star Wars shoot.
We're going to talk about some physical, cool collector's edition type things with the Nintendo announcements that happened this morning in a second here. But let's finish our Gamescom discussion. What did you think of that very interesting tease of 12 minutes?
I want to see 12 minutes of it. At least 12 minutes. The trailer should have been 12 minutes. How do you not? Come on. Like, hey, we got a game called 12 minutes.
That's too on the nose. It's too literal.
I should have 11-minute trailer just to piss everyone off. Like, the game's what happens in the last minute?
Well, 12 minutes might be the length of the whole thing. That might be the game, right?
I guess so. Damn.
Right? That's the idea. It's a repeating kind of Groundhog Day type nightmare. Willem Dafoe is in it. James McAvoy, and there's somebody.
An all-star studded cast, which kind of scares me though.
Who's the other person though?
I remember it was Willem.
Okay, well, it's made by Annapurna Interactive.
Annapurna, yeah.
Yeah, and they're connected through their movie divisions and all that stuff. They've got a lot of money behind them, but they also take some really incredible creative risks. Yeah. Like Cyanide Wild Hearts, and I'm really interested to see how this thing comes together. It looks like it's like a puzzle box type mystery type thing where you're trying to figure it out and trying to
Hellraiser the game. How does this box work?
Yeah, but you're trying to kind of change outcomes, and the conceit is cool, and I like the idea of this overhead camera. At least that's what they're showing us. Maybe that was just for dramatic effect, but
one of the minutes could have just been one of the minutes.
It could have been
every minute it changes. First-person shooter, turn-based strategy, role-playing game, puzzle game.
That would be weird. That would be a very hard game to design.
Dr. Willem Dafoe as Dr. Mario. You're like, what the hell did this game just become?
So intrigued, at least. At least it leaves us with lots of questions, and it looked like it erupted, and it was totally brand new, right?
Yeah. Well, there was another game that Lemnis Gate. Did you see that? It was
no.
It was like a time loop turn-based shooter. So it was like, think of like Edge of Tomorrow, but as a game. So like you go through a thing, and then the time, like you have to figure out what happens in a certain specific amount of time, and then it rewinds, and then you go back and do it again. I was like, ooh, because I was just listening to some podcast. They were talking about Edge of Tomorrow, and I was like, that would have been an awesome idea for a game. And then I saw this trailer, and I was like, get the hell out of here!
Yeah,
there
of course.
It is.
Well, Edge of Tomorrow was so influenced by video games, right? Like that was the whole concept there. Medal of Honor is going to VR headsets with the Respawn's partnership with Oculus. It's called Above and Beyond, and trailer looks amazing. And it looks like it's a full full-fledged Medal of Honor experience.
Full-fledged floaty arm Medal of Honor experience. I was like, it's a good thing they pointed out that it was in VR, because watching the trailer for it, and I was like, is that a half arm holding the? Is that guy's just arm attached to the gun he took off of another guy? No, it's your VR hand that was sticking out. I was like, well, that makes sense. Because I thought they broke something in this trailer.
This is a vaunted franchise, and it's one of the best developers that makes action shooter type experiences on Earth, and the idea of jumping into a World War II action game like this in VR has been. I think it was probably one of the first concepts that popped up when VR started to make its comeback. It's like,
sure.
We should play shooters that take us back into this kind of world. And what's interesting is a lot of the people that worked on Medal of Honor as a franchise originally bounced around, ended up on Call of Duty, and then separated, and
now they're back home.
Now they're they got their hands on the franchise again, and they're making it for VR, and it looks exciting. It looks like it's going to be nerve-wracking and stressful, and maybe feel a little too palpable, which has always been the weird thing about basing games on real wars and placing us into the boots of the soldiers. But
boots on the ground, man. Boots on the ground exciting. In VR.
Yeah, totally. Yes, that's what it's going to feel
You can do a collector's edition that come with actual boots, so you can wear shrapnel, a little helmet.
You're thinking of collector's editions all the time.
People are gonna be like, "Damn, this is the."
You have no room for more collector's editions in your house, though.
There's plenty of room. I will make room. There's a garage, an empty closet right here that has more stuff in it. You don't even see this wall. That's where all my pops are. My God, man, it's insane.
You're gonna look like the warehouse at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's the plan.
Guy swiveling in the collector's edition and sticking it up on top. Okay.
Crystal skulls up here.
I think the best looking game of Gamescom. I don't know. Well, it's Cyberpunk.
You got your bold pants on? Are you even wearing pants?
No, I'm not wearing pants. But and I know it's cartoony graphics, and I know it's just like amping up everything to 11 because it's PlayStation 5. But Ratchet and Clank, A Rift Apart, come on, that's insane. That just looks ridiculous.
Nice beefy Ratchet and Clank trailer. Yeah, I mean,
it looks so gorgeous. Obviously, like reflections it's everywhere, and like these cartoon characters look like they're alive. It's nuts.
As they should by now. I mean, especially with Ratchet and Clank. Like, if it's a staple in your console's life, you have to make sure that these games specifically look as good as they can. And I'm not surprised that Ratchet and Clank looks as good as it does.
I was at Sucker Punch when they were making Sly Cooper 3. And I remember having this conversation because I think we were edging towards the PlayStation 2. And I was like, what does it matter that we're getting these new consoles for games like yours because you're cartoony? Yeah, well, you make cartoony games, and how can you make cartoony things look? Do you want them to look more realistic because they're cartoony? Like, how much more real do you need them to be? And then the developer that I was talking to basically turned to me and said, there's always a way to make these look better, and yes, we want that new technology, and here's the proof right here. Like they didn't need to make Ratchet and Clank look much better than that last PlayStation 4 game, which was absolutely gorgeous, but they sure as hell did. And the idea of loading in all of these different levels and environments quickly off of the SSD, super psyched. And honestly, like, I used to think that the Naughty Dog purchase was the best thing that PlayStation did, but now I'm thinking, because of Spider-Man and Miles and Ratchet. Yeah. I mean, that's a horse race between Insomniac and Naughty Dog at this point.
Hey, it's a good battle to have on your console exclusive side. You know?
Yes. What an incredible developer. I can't wait to play that game.
Yeah.
That's a pre-sold, that and Miles, because I love Spider-Man so much. Like, there is no doubt in my mind I'm going to love both of those games.
Yeah, right? You can go in, you can review it right now. Game's fantastic.
I don't want to say that.
Awesome. The rifts in space are amazing.
I don't want to quite say
9.5 out of 10. 9.5?
We're edging to that.
It's a 10. Yeah.
They look so good. I know, it's crazy. That's a hilarious comment. Okay, Fall Guys Season 2. Jeff was all over Twitter talking about, I'm revealing Fall Guys Season 2 at Gamescom. And it is the game of the summer, I think. I think the
Easily,
Animal Crossing was the game of the spring.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still got lots of fun in the summer. And we're going to talk about the Mario stuff they're going to add too. But Fall Guys is just amazing. What a wicked game. And
so good.
And it's
so
fun.
good. It
Yeah.
works. It's like I liken it to when I was deep into my Clash Royale phase, where it was just, it's one of those things you jump into. The games aren't super long. It works properly. You know, that I haven't really had any issues except for a couple of times when I get to the end and be like, you lost connection. And I was like, maybe it's my internet. You know, I don't want to blame the game. So I had to move my gaming console out to the hardwire internet, and I haven't had any issues. But
Yeah, and I don't think people have been cheating on the PlayStation, right? I think it's the cheaters have been on PC.
Yeah.
And
Scoundrels.
makes you angry just thinking about that, right? Like,
Scoundrels.
who cheats in a game that looks like this? But people do. It's nuts.
Somebody's like, I gotta get all the like, what is the point? I gotta get most first places. Is there? I get an ultimate crown uses. I don't know.
It's like that becomes their game. It's like trying to be a dick is like what their game is, right?
They're out there.
Yeah, they are. But Fall Guys Season 2, obviously more costumes. There's kind of like a medieval theme
New
kind of
episodes,
sprinkled through here. Yeah. And yeah, new challenges. All of them look like they are adorable and also like
complicated.
this complicated and this hum of aggravation and fury. Like so beautiful, cute, but gonna make you really mad.
I just want like heavy boots. I just want like when I jump on a guy, I shouldn't fall. I should crush his face, and they should not be able to get up for 5 seconds.
That would go against everything that Fall Guys stands for.
I got the little animal feet. I thought it would like claw my guy when I'm jumping on other guys' face. I'm like, nah, nothing. Pigeon feet, nothing. No. Damn it.
Everybody's cute. The most aggravating thing, though, are the coordinated grab you attacks that will happen as you're just about to get across the finish line.
See those guys stopping? Like, why are you waiting? The first few times I played, I'm like, why is this guy stopping? He's just grabbing onto me. No!
It's
the rage.
It is rage, but it's adorable
rage.
as well, and it's so funny. Like these guys with like no arms hanging onto you. It's amazing. Love that game. And Season 2, I'm all in for. It will be very interesting to see how this game matures and how, because clearly there will be some more monetization kind of structure to everything and how that's going to work.
They do a good job giving it to you. You know,
yes.
it's not like a game like Fortnite. Obviously, you need to be good at shooting and building.
Yeah.
But then, like, as long as you have an awesome costume that you spend some money for, hey, that's fine. But Fall Guys, it's like, I just got to run it and win, or come into a decent enough place, win a couple rounds, gain a couple coins, earn a new costume, earn a new skin, new colors, whatever.
I haven't won enough to know, but do you know if you start winning, are there, obviously you unlock better stuff and new gear and things, you can spend your crowns on stuff, but do you also get identified on the screen, regardless of whatever you spend, as being kick-ass at the game?
I mean, I don't know. I would think like there's got to be some elite feat or like an elite face color or something. They'd be like, he's got golden toes.
Or
guy's
would that
level 50.
automatically put a target on that person and kind of make it an unfair, experience for a lot of people?
It could. I mean, the one thing I notice about when I'm playing Fall Guys is that I'm not really paying that much attention to the other people.
True. It's a scramble.
It's like I'll let my focus in the finish line. That's what laser focus, finish line.
Well,
it's like you're guys around me, I don't see them.
Every level is like you're getting your kid's toy during Black Friday. You're getting the Christmas present for your kid, and you got to beat all the other shoppers.
I got to get to aisle 7, bro. I got to get there so fast.
Totally.
Screw everyone else.
And Cyberpunk showed off a little bit more as well at Gamescom, and again, pre-sold. I'll be shocked if we don't love this game. I'll be shocked if I will legit be shocked if it doesn't win Game of the Year, even against Last of Us Part 2, because of just its epic scale and its scope and freedom.
But is that too much for some people? Some people, don't want the scope. Last of Us 2, nice chunk of here's your condensed story. This is what it is. Cyberpunk's one of those things that's just going to keep going. It's going to have its story, but obviously people are going to be
Yeah,
So.
I think it's going to be overwhelming for sure. But then The Last of Us 2 also had its detractors, and it was overwhelming in other ways for people. Yeah. But yeah, right now it's looking like that's the fight, right? Like that's going to be if you do like a bird's eye.
Fall Guys is going to win Game of the Year.
Well, and Fall Guys is in that conversation, and Animal Crossing is in that conversation. But if you're looking at kind of state of the art in
Star Wars Squadrons is winning Game of the Year.
All right, it's way too soon to tell, is what you're telling me. But boy, that Cyberpunk sure looks pretty, huh? And
it does, man.
It sure looks like there's going to be a lot of things to do in that game. Oh my God!
And there are going to be a lot of people doing all of those things.
I know. Yes, stories will be told, and that's I think the amazing thing about the games that CD Projekt Red makes is, especially since The Witcher 3, is just the freedom and the like everybody's experience with it and everybody's stories of playing these games is going to be slightly different, but Cyberpunk even in a more broader sense, I think, because of it's just the mass, kind of space and all of these gadgets and widgets and cool, crazy people that you're going to meet and the additions
Keanu
that
Reeves.
they're planning to it. And Keanu Reeves, yeah.
Okay. Killing it this year, Keanu. Killing it.
Did you like Bill and Ted 3? Did you?
Haven't watched it yet, but it's probably this weekend's journey. It's the journey
I
I'm going
really liked it. I wasn't liking it at first. It was a little bit rough to begin with, but they totally won me over. But Marcy, my wife, did not like it at all, and we've had a few conversations about that. So I don't know if it's for everybody, but I was really
the wife and I, we've had some suspect movie nights here at the house where I'm like, what are we watching? This is the worst thing I've seen all year. Shout out to The Assistant.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Okay. All right.
It's like Locke, that movie Locke. Did you see the movie Locke with Tom Hardy where he's just in a car on the phone the whole time?
Yeah, I like that movie.
The movie was trash, Vic. Silence! That movie was trash.
I like that movie.
Then you'll love The Assistant.
Marissa and I reviewed that one.
The Assistant is the girl from the Ozarks with the curls.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it's just her having a shitty day at work. That's the movie.
Was it made in quarantine?
No, but it was like,
okay.
It's very, it touches on a lot of things. There's just like male chauvinisticness in the workplace and all this other stuff. But he's just like, I get it. It sucks, but this is the movie. I'm like, somebody's about to die. She's about to find a body. Nope. Not at all. She gets to go home at the end of the day. End scene. 12 minutes. There it is.
Oh, wow. So it was like scene study in a way. It was all intense character work. I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the Nintendo stuff. And I know that just as we were rolling, you were like booting up the computer, and you got like it just dropped today.
The 6 biggest announcements is the article I was reading from the Nintendo.
On Thursday is when we recorded this, and I think this will be up on the weekend. So it's going to be a couple of days after, and this news is everywhere. But this is brand new to you. I was reading emails and tweets and stuff, and I completely lost it when I saw all of this stuff. It was just like an atom bomb of Mario news. It's ridiculous. The long speculated re-release of Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine, yes, and
3D
Super Mario
All-Stars.
Galaxy. 3D All-Stars coming out this month, and seminal, incredible games. I can't wait to play Super Mario 64, especially with my daughter, and for her to be able to
here we go.
Yeah, see this on the big screen, and see, and we can have conversations about how much that game matters to games, and how it changed the business forever, and that the roots of EP are also tied in with Super Mario 64 launching, but I can't freaking wait for that. And I haven't played Sunshine since it launched. I haven't been able to go back to that game, so I'm excited to play that.
I'm excited for Sunshine and Galaxy because those are 2 Mario games never beat.
Yeah, they're massive.
Missed out on finishing them. I don't understand why. I finished Odyssey. With the most recent one. I was like, I plowed through that, put all the hours in, got all the stuff I needed to get in that game. But guys, I missed the launch of the GameCube is what it is. I got GameCube a couple months into the cycle, or maybe like a year later, when it was like $100, and I was like, well, I can't not get it for $100. Yeah. And I just never finished Sunshine, so I'm like, well, shnikes. I had
Well,
Galaxy.
the Switch is turning into the catch-all, right? Like it is the most ultimate Nintendo system.
It's the Nintendo Berry Pie.
Right? It's got everything. And
Yeah.
all they need to do now is kind of unlock the solution for Game Boy Advance and Game Boy period and DS and 3DS. Like, how are they going to bring that incredible library of software to this machine? Like, they're inching towards clearly GameCube and Nintendo 64. They're locking up all the Wii U re-releases, and now they've got Nintendo and Super Nintendo stuff in the Switch Online stuff. It's an amazing machine for being able to bring all of that stuff together. And if they keep adding emulators to classic machines, that's just going to make people so joyous. But in addition to Super Mario 3D All-Stars, Super Mario All-Stars hits the Super Nintendo. It's up right now. If you've got a Nintendo Switch Online, you can play the classic collection of all of these great 2D Mario experiences that were remastered for the Super Nintendo. I can't wait to play those with my kid. The craziest announcement, and there were a few crazy announcements, the craziest one is Mario Kart Live. I think that's the name of it. Yeah. I don't have it in front of me.
Mario Kart Live Home Circuit,
where you have a physical remote-controlled Mario Kart, which we've seen before, but now you control it through the Switch, and there's a camera embedded on top of your cart, and you can race other... I don't know how it's going to work. I guess everybody's going to have their own Switch and their own cart, which sounds like a pricey...
And then you have to go to an actual empty racetrack because, there's racetracks are just open.
It looks like you can kind of lay out parameters on your floor, no matter what kind of a space you're in, and you can have cars racing under couches and chairs. And
I want Nintendo to take over like a live racetrack and just have like hundreds of people with their Switches, 6 feet apart, of course, just racing around this racetrack. Indianapolis 500, just.
Dude, think of what this means for esports. Something like this, where you're bridging games and physical remote-controlled vehicles. Like the next evolution clearly would be like a drone thing, where you're controlling it with your Switch or something like that. And there already are drone races and stuff.
Nintendo drones.
There you go, collector's edition Nintendo drones. Put it in your warehouse.
There it is, guys. Lock it in. Lock it in. We're making millions.
Wheeling it in. You're gonna need a forklift.
Take it off the shelf. Bring me the Nintendo drone.
That's awesome. Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait to check this out. It looks ridiculous.
$100.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, the idea of that interactivity, like Nintendo was trying some stuff, that partnership with Lego, and it's not just a Lego set of Mario stuff. There's interactive elements that sort of tie it to Mario, and there's sound, like to Nintendo game design is amazing. That NES that they made too is so cool. And they've got partnerships with clothing companies. They've got Puma shoes and I think a company I've never heard of called Black Milk. Like they're really kind of thinking of how to physicalize their properties and their characters. They're taking them out of
as they should.
What they did with Ring Fit and Labo. Like they're trying all of these different ways to kind of see where gaming philosophy and gaming concepts can filter into everyday life, and the idea of like taking a toy off the shelf and you can, through AR technology, enjoy that toy in a whole new sort of way is brilliant. It's peak Nintendo.
I know. They're smart.
I love it. I mean, even the Game & Watch concept is so crazy, and this is obviously a way to kind of celebrate their history and celebrate the history of Mario. I think I had the original Game & I think I still do have one of those original Mario Game & Watches in my collection.
Not surprised.
In my Raiders of the Lost Ark warehouse.
He's talking about my warehouse.
It's going to have color screens. It's going to have a couple of the Mario games and some of the classic Game & Watch stuff and a whole bunch of hidden elements in there. Super collectible, super insane, crazy concept to bring one of those things back. And I want one so bad. I can't wait to review it.
2 more months.
And then
November.
they've got, it's coming up soon. So this month, we've got 2D All-Stars, 3D All-Stars. Mario Kart Live is next month. November is the Game & Watch.
And then they've got Super Mario Bros. 35.
Yes. When is that? When does that hit?
That's the October 1st.
October 1st. Okay. And that one's kind of like their Tetris 99 kind of concept.
Yeah.
That looks crazy and fun as well. Then they've got Super Mario 3D World from the Wii U, plus an extra Bowser's Fury extended game concept that they're going to attach to that. So that should be a pretty meaty experience when all that comes out. Yeah. And they're dropping Mario content in Animal Crossing and Splatoon and Smash Brothers. So they're like and there's extra pins you can pick up on the Nintendo Online Store. It's a little bit of everything, Mario, and it's a massive Mario celebration. I like to
call it Mario Overkill.
No. Honestly,
he's
though,
in everything. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
I think it's great, but I don't think we had anything like this for the 25th anniversary or the 30th.
The 30th, they kind of, that's when I feel like that's when they kind of brought it to light. They had like the pins, and then there was the amiibos, and they were celebrating.
Yeah, and they had the Super Mario All-Stars, I think, on the Wii at that point or something like that, or the Wii. There was some kind of collection that they did.
Yeah.
They sent us one of those.
The red box.
Something. Yes, that's right. And then, but it does sort of like, what are they going to do for the 40th? Because now they have to top themselves. And this is a lot. Like, I cannot believe how many different things. The one thing that's weird, the one thing that definitely stands out is Super Mario Galaxy 2 isn't included in the 3D All-Stars. So I'm wondering if that's DLC or how are they going to do that?
They're not.
They're just going to forget Mario Galaxy 2?
No, they're like, we'll release it on its own, remastered, remastered edition.
You can't remaster the second one.
I don't know, Vic. I didn't put it together. I mean, the first Mario All-Stars had 1, 2, 3 lost levels. All right, the 3D All-Stars has Sunshine, Galaxy, and 64. Why isn't there an extra one? Why?
Right.
When's Mario Kart All-Stars come out? I want every Mario Kart game.
Right. Mario Kart Maker.
All 8 of them.
Yeah. Which is kind of what you get when you get Mario Kart 8, because it takes levels from everything. Yeah. So anyways, happy birthday, Mario. Nintendo made you a whole bunch of things and made us a whole bunch of things. I can't freaking wait.
Yes.
What you got there?
That's my 30th anniversary. From the 30th. That was his 30th
lovely.
birthday.
There it is.
Mario. Keep it a classic.
Happy birthday, Mario.
Happy birthday,
You're
Mario.
great.
Let's go. Mexico. I love it there. Fantastic. Still the best Charles birthday ever.
Well, we only have a few more minutes left here before we got to let you go. Nvidia had some massive announcements. They showed off 8K gaming at 60 frames per second. Did you check out some of that?
I mean, of course, but then I was just like, I just can't. I got to buy a new console. Granted, I love my PC.
That's
and then
why we're seeing this, by the way.
Exactly.
That is absolutely why. It's like,
my gaming PC has my gaming PC has an Nvidia Titan in it, which works fine. And then you're like, this one just happens to be this many more times powerful than the Titan. And I was like, why you got to point out mine? Why you got to point out the graphics card I'm using? Like, my graphics card works fine. I don't want to play 8K. Yes, I do, but I mean, like, I gotta buy new consoles, and now I gotta
buy new TVs, new receivers, everything. All of it's gotta change.
I got nice monitors. I don't have to go get 8K monitors now. I don't even know if my eyes can handle it. I'm too close to this screen as it is. I gotta keep arms away. No, I mean,
they had Adam Sessler and Tim and Andy from Kind of Funny. They got them all into Nvidia to check. And you see the looks on their faces?
Yeah,
they were freaking blown away. They didn't even know what they were looking at. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, I thought, when Blu-ray came out, it was like, damn, these movies look so good. And then you see a movie in like Ultra HD, like, how'd they make it look better? Now it's gonna be like, we got 128K.
But does the eye even see 8K? Do we even know? Is it a perceptible thing, or is it just the squishing of pixels in the distance? And you can see better?
I think it's gonna be one of those things where, like, I always comment on this to my friends who have kids. I'm like, kids nowadays aren't gonna know high definition. Like, they're not gonna know what high definition is. So I feel like if your kids grow up with 8K, they're gonna know. Like, I remember playing games on a CRT, and I was like, this game looks as real as it ever is going to get. And then you go back and play that game again, and you're like, this game is trash. What were my eyes thinking? Look at the characters in GoldenEye on the N64 and your 27-inch CRT. You're like,
triangle heads.
Is that him? Is that Pierce Brosnan? Pierce Brosnan did the likeness for this game? You go back and look at it now, you're like, is that a stick with Pierce Brosnan's face drawn on it? What the hell?
And somebody should do like the side by side and like in real time fix Pierce Brosnan's face to look like the character.
Like,
oh my god, that's so funny.
It's like that terrible statue they did of Ronaldo at like an airport, and they had some sculptor do a statue, and he's just like,
yeah,
it looks just
and
like Ronaldo.
And that was PlayStation 1 right there, and Nintendo 64. I love it. Well,
that was the FIFA 1995 version of it.
Yeah, totally. Well, the Nvidia stuff was breathtaking, just absolutely crazy. I loved how cheeky they were too with the at the opening of their video is just the screen getting larger and larger and larger, and the graphics getting better and better. It was very cool. Yeah. It was a great presentation, actually. I really liked the presentation. It was so accessible, done from the guy's kitchen. You know, I forget the CEO's name, but it was just really accessible and cool. And then it was just like, and here is the future.
Your hands explode.
And and seriously, that marble real-time video that they showed is just sick. It's just crazy.
It's like the first time you saw Half-Life 2. You're just like, what? These barrel physics. He shoots the things and the barrels drop down. That was mind-blowing. You know, and I was just like, all right, this is that generations of like, oh, it's on.
Well, I also...
How many teraflops is in this bad boy?
We know that like real-time animation festivals and like we're seeing real-time effects happen on The Mandalorian. I'm referencing The Mandalorian every episode of Vic's Basement, by the way, because it's so good, but it crosses over, you know, for every discipline. Like it's games fused with movie making and, you know, anime. Like it's changed everything, and now we're seeing real-time animation.
It is the way.
Yeah. But I think that we're going to see real-time animation movies come out, you know? Like we're probably going to be watching a film where we can change the camera angle on it. And we're going to be able to watch the character. I mean, we do that in video games anyways, but we're probably going to get some like
they have
Disney
those like choose your own adventure Netflix shows, you know? It's going to be something like that.
Crazy.
Sign me up.
And I mean, that's probably what NVIDIA is doing behind the scenes. And the other thing that happened this week is Intel dropped information on their 11th gen processors. And I'm not a tech expert kind of guy, so I don't know all the, you know, what the cores mean and the threads and all the stuff, you know, how much better it's going to be.
It's going to be really good.
But one thing that they were definitely highlighting was that they're focusing on thin and light laptop technology being much better for game playing. And again, here we're seeing like Intel is leaving the Apple universe pretty soon because Apple's going to be making its own silicon. So Intel's got to kind of, and they're getting a lot of competition from AMD right now. So Intel's trying to show consumers and trying to show the tech reporting universe out there how serious they are. And I know that there's been some delays on some technology that they've been working on. I think like 7 nanometer chips or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Again, though, I'm not Linus
7 or
Tech
8.
Tips.
Is it?
Yeah.
How many nanometers?
But I am a PC gamer that plays on laptops, and when I see these super thin laptops, they even had one of those tablet foldable laptop things that was, you know, they're able to run like state-of-the-art games at 1080p on these screens at 60 frames a second.
I need it in 8K.
Well, that's coming, you know, years after we get it on
That'll
home
be here
desktops.
in 2021, yeah.
But again, super exciting announcements from, you know, these chipset manufacturers, and I believe that these things are, you know, clearly they're tied to the yearly cycles and trying to meet their year-end deliverables and keep the investors happy and all that. But it is very odd timing because coupled with these two massive announcements to keep people PC gaming is Sony going out there and saying that they're going to be putting more of their first-party games on the PC. So I feel like there has been kind of, I don't know if you've noticed this because you're a PC player too, but it hasn't been the leaps in, like, remember there were years where it felt like every year the PC just was like hurtling over itself and it was just like this other, but it's been happening, but it hasn't been the same leaps and bounds. But now it feels,
I feel like it's
the prices have come down and people have picked up PC gaming a lot more, and there's, I don't know, the store, like maybe the competition between Epic and Steam, but there's there's a lot of vitality. There's a lot more movement, it feels like, in the PC gaming space. And
I just feel like because monitors are getting better. So like visually, it's easier to portray instead of like, look, we have better shaders in, you know, the GeForce 1080X or 1080i or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
And then, so now it's like, well, making the jump from, you know, CRT to HD was huge. And then HD to 4K was big. And now you got 8K. Right. So it's just like, now they can show off, look at how great we can make it look, which is, it's easier to see it now instead of hearing about it. And you're like, sure, I guess the darks are darker. I don't know, whatever the hell that means. Yeah. Sure, the whites are white and the blacks are black. This is fantastic. This is how it just, but now you're just like, oh yeah, no, it's really like, oh yeah. Okay, how good I look in HD.
Do you play on your PC monitor, or do you hook it up to your TV?
Depends on what I'm playing.
Because I feel like
usually
that's another
thing. Usually if I'm streaming,
I
play on my monitors, but my monitors are 4K. Gotcha. So.
Gotcha. Well, I think that's another thing that's been happening, and certainly that's part of it too. Is a lot of streamers, because it's much easier to stream and be on camera. Because I've been thinking about this, because I've been streaming a little bit. It's a lot easier to stream and be on camera if you're at a PC. Than it is if you're sitting back on your couch, right? It's just it's a different, because you need to be kind of up and engaged and with the audience if you're streaming, and this kind of a relationship is a lot better.
This is my setup. I got this set up, and then I got all my consoles and stuff on the TV if I just want to play games off to the side.
So everybody's using PC. This is it. Like everybody's using PCs to get on Twitch and YouTube right now. And so because they've been buying pretty robust PCs, they've also been doing a lot of gaming off of their PC. And certainly a lot of people are hooking up consoles and stuff. But then they go, well, I've got this awesome PC. Why don't I just get the game on the PC and stream it right from here? So I feel like and certainly Nvidia is aware of it. They have a broadcast solution in their cards, and Intel's got a broadcast solution in their cards.
Yeah.
And Sony's going to be shipping new first-party games for the PC. So as much as it's exciting as hell that Xbox is coming out with theirs and PlayStation's coming out with theirs, PC isn't going anywhere, and PC gaming is
not at all. It's only going to get better.
Kind of on fire right now, you know.
Because imagine, I don't know how high the quality of PS5 stuff's going to be, but if first-party game comes out on my 8K super-powered Nvidia machine, I'm gonna probably play it on that, because I want to see Miles Morales in 8K on my beautiful, you know.
Well, that's what you and certainly we're being promised that the Series X and the PlayStation 5 are sort of upwards compatible to like 8K, and will be ready at 4K 60 frames per second for everything. But that's still a lot for people to kind of get to. If
I got a 27-inch CRT, I'm still playing these games on, Vic, which is fantastic.
No, but I mean the developers, like if the hardware isn't, like it's optimized and it's the same across all the systems on PlayStation and on Xbox, which makes it easier to develop too. But if it doesn't have that sheer raw horsepower, it may be hard to hit those targets. It may be hard for every developer to get 60 frames per second at 4K. But you know, clearly what Nvidia is saying and what Intel is saying, and presumably AMD is saying, is that those targets are going to be exceeded almost immediately upon the launch of these new consoles.
Right. The future of Pixar movies is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, that's kind of what they're showcasing. It's like how it's looking so photoreal in real time. It's ridiculous. And the Unreal Engine is also a part of this equation as well, which they showed off. But this Sony publishing on PC thing is almost as big as Microsoft trying to get its software across everything. You know, it's almost that same kind of commitment. But again, they would be foolish, especially with a game like Spider-Man or Miles Morales, to not find homes for that software in as many places as possible, right? Yeah,
get as many eyeballs on it as you can.
Yeah.
People want to play these games.
Yes,
for the love of the game, man. For the love of the game.
Yeah. So, my brother, I know we got to let you go, but that was a whole lot of stuff to talk about in 1 hour, and we got to get you back here again soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm literally here all the time.
As am
I got nowhere to go, man.
All right. Well, I love you, and I will have you on the show again very soon, my friend. And
Right
we got to do some reviews and stuff together soon too.
Yeah, there's a new WWE game coming next week. I'm doing a preview for it.
Are you?
Next Monday, Tuesday, sometime next week. I don't know.
You want to do a review for us?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, because I don't know anything about those games. You know that.
No, it's like arcadey, WWE Battlegrounds. It's like old school arcadey. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I'll ask for a code and we can play that online together, and then we'll talk about it together.
Done.
All right. I like that a lot. Okay. This has been my brother Jose Sanchez. You know him from Electric Playground and Reviews on the Run. And boy, it is great to have you on Vic's Basement. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. And thanks
for letting me out of your
for
cupboards.
Watching. Yes. We'll see you all soon. And until then, play forever.